Alrighty. We're in game number 1. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner, we've got ourselves Dark and his opponent. Up here in the upper right is, of course, Dragon Kites's herO. Both players on Dragon Kites Gaming. A little bit of team kill to start us off. Unfortunately. Nobody likes to see the team kill. But it does happen. Now, Dark and herO have hit each other over and over and over again in the KSL and elsewhere. Sorry, they've been in the KSL Grand Finals 5 times against each other. So far, herO is 5-0 against Dark in those Grand Finals, which is a pretty insane record, all things considered. You don't usually expect to see that to happen between two players of this caliber. Dark, that being said, has beaten herO a number of other times in other series. So it just so happens that the KSL this year has been herO's bag up against Dark. On the other hand, Dark actually has the most points of all of the KSL players. He played so frequently that he accumulated more points than anybody else, even herO. Managed to beat him every single time, but herO didn't play quite enough to get that many points out. So as they meet here, these are the number 1 and number 2 spots in the KSL. I'm not surprised to see them facing off. A little bit surprised to see them in the semifinals. I was kind of hoping this would be the finals. It would be such an appropriate finals, considering how often they hit each other in the KSL weeklies. But of course, we have Maru and Solar on the other side of things. Really excited today. We have an official observer, Mapu, joining the KSL team to observe these games. And I'm really stoked on that because, man, he's a much better observer than I could ever hope to be. So it's kind of nice to have somebody who knows what he's doing observing the game. But as we get into game 1 here, herO's going for his Stargate, the classic opener. Not too surprised to see that up against the Zerg. Dark just macroing up for now, not dropping any cheeky Roach Warrens. He's certainly not opposed to putting that early game pressure on. Dark loves to just be aggressive. What's the cheer? Be aggressive. Be aggressive. That's Dark. That's Dark's mantra. herO is also a very strong aggressive player, but he doesn't play this matchup as aggressive as I think he plays the other ones. It does, I think, give us usually really fun PvZs between them, because we do get the occasional aggression out of one or the other, but it's a lot of macro games. It's a lot of intense play. Here coming in to scout with the Phoenix. It is just the single Phoenix at the moment. But he does have the Oracle coming across as well. Spotlight Council and a Robo follow-up there for herO as well. Probably going to get into Blink and +1, but you know, I have seen a lot more charge builds lately. Charge and then getting into like Archons, Mortals. Just kind of that strong, solid ground Protoss. And here we are going to see Charge and +1. It's kind of interesting, for so long it was Blink and only Blink coming out of the Protoss. That the Charge feels weird, even though that's classically a bit more standard and a bit more of a solid play style, right? Stalkers they're very hit and run. They can be very strong, but usually they have to snowball, right? They have to pick off units and just take hugely good value trades. And in the hands of herO, that's very possible, but Zergs have gotten a lot better at fighting against them. We see that quick +1 melee coming out of Dark. And that, with a lot of Zerglings, it can be very strong against the Blink Stalkers. So herO going for the more well-rounded composition, perhaps. Charge lots, and I expect to see a Templar Archives. Some Archons coming out. Hopefully some good Storms. I love this Phoenix just being annoying by lifting the drone. Just lifting the drone and going, haha, haha, you can't do it. You can't build a base. So rude. So rude, Phoenix. But Dark is taking, looks like the 4th and 5th simultaneously is his plan here. So he had that drone. He's also got the 4th base coming up to the upper left. It's actually finished. herO's going to try to put the kibosh on that, though. I mentioned Archons and everything. No, that is 8 gateways worth of charge lots. The Queens are trying to take the brunt of this. Stasis Trap only catches a couple of lings. There's a lot of Zerglings here, though. I feel like Dark's got enough to handle this. That +1 melee going to help out as well. Just knock down these Zealots. More Zealots warp in. Lane count is getting a little bit lower, but Zealots got to keep running away from the Queens. They're getting very low as well. So far, the trade's better for Dark. He's lost a lot of Zerglings, but he's killed so many Zealots. And oh no, dude, the Banelings running in. That is so painful. Oh man. And now as the Banelings help clean up those Zealots. They're not quite cleaned up yet. You know what? Drones are starting to go down here. Dark needs to finish those off. herO is continuing this pressure. Oh, the Banelings! That split from herO is actually so clutch. I can't believe those Zealots got warped in time to start splitting. The Queens will finally finish this up. But the Zealots are now hitting the 3rd base. The Queens are not over here. There's only the 1, and she's going to die. The Ling's having a tough time fighting all of these Zealots, and more drones are starting to go down. Still, 11 drones is pretty good. Honestly, though, the work count ends up being fairly even between them right now. And it does feel like Dark's going to be able to hold on to this. The 4th base might be in trouble. He might just have to let that go. He never took that one to the lower right, so it might be time to go put a hatchery down there. But the Lings and Queens are going to be able to save this hatch, it looks like. Zealots trying to run away. Roaches coming out now. Those are going to be the real strong units here. And once Dark gets up some Roaches and Banelings, herO's absolutely going to need more units. He's warping in 8 High Templar right now. That is going to be a lot of Archons going on. Those trades are so incredibly even and almost completely mineral-based. And herO is not chilling at all. He's got a few probes building behind this, but he is just going right back in. He's hoping Dark has just been droning. But Dark, I think, is a little too smart for that. He's got quite a few Roaches here as well. Dark is not afraid to build units when most Zergs would just drone. But the Zealots and Archons starting to barrel forward. Roaches are decent against Archons, but 4 of them is just so much health. The Archons can shoot through those Roaches. The 4th base finally goes down. Dark has to give it up, and herO pulls back. Now, usually, in a game of StarCraft, you expect the Protoss being at like a higher supply to mean more things, but in this situation, herO's army isn't necessarily technically better than Dark's, like you might normally expect the Protosses to be. They're both pretty simple armies. So Dark can hold on with relatively even supply until herO starts getting out some buffer units. And he is getting Immortals out. Immortals, I think, are a real key unit to have that like beef this army up so much. Obviously, Charge Lot Immortal Archon is a combination of units for a reason. It's so good. herO just trying to clear some creep here. He knows he killed the 4th base. Whoa, this Immortal. Gonna send those units packing. Archon's gonna stop the mains getting in. If herO can continue thwarting Dark's attempts to get into his base and maybe take a 4th base around the same time, that 4th hatch is going back down. I would love to see herO try to put down 4th base. think he could absolutely hold it. And if he ends up on even footing with Dark, as they both tech up. I say they both tech up. Dark is not teching at all. He's got +1 missile attacks coming up, and that is his tech right now because he is just building Lings and Banes. He's on 60 drones. I don't know that he means to make any more than that. This observer is spotting units coming out. There's that 4th base from herO. He is working on it. Just more units coming out of Dark right now. The 2 Colossi. This is kind of a bold move from herO. Getting into that higher tech is a little bit sketchy when you're up against Dark, who's just going to go all in a second here. But if he can get those Colossi out, they will be so powerful to have in the army, especially with shield batteries and cannons coming up right now. herO just needs to hold. Dark has a lot of stuff, a lot of Ling Bane, a Roach Ravager. Zellarumbai not really getting anything done. Dark's going to start the assault very soon. No, he starts up 9 drones. Oh my god, he's insane. That's actually wild that he just started up 9 drones right now. This feels like Dark, I don't know, kind of going back on his plans. He was sitting at 60 drones for a couple of minutes there, just amassing units. But maybe he feels like he can't fully crack this. The Banelings do roll in, take out a lot of that static defense. Do we have a shield battery overcharge? Not at the moment. Banelings coming in, running into the probe line as well, killing some of that economy of herO. But herO's army is better now. I kind of mentioned earlier they were on simple armies. That is not the case anymore. herO is on a stronger army composition with all of these robo units in there. And if he can keep relatively close in that army supply, it's going to be very hard for herO to take good fights. This is a good, or Dark rather, to take good fights. This is a good one for Dark. Disruptor Nova getting very close to that connection. With Dark with the good split, herO needs to not split his army. He's got to make sure it stays all together. It's very death ball-y right now with the Archons and the Colossi. These Baneling run-by so far haven't gotten a ton of damage, but as I say that, these ones are rolling in. They're going for the probes. They're rolling. They're rolling. The Colossus is recalled. Oh, no. Oh! All right, 6 probes, 8 probes going down. Oh, no. Oh, the Lings get in the natural. herO's door has been open basically this whole game. And suddenly, these run-bys that Dark has been constantly attempting are finally finding purchase. And all of a sudden, Dark getting so much damage done. The Roaches and Ravagers hit the 4th base. And this is becoming a real problem for herO. herO needs to win a decisive fight and counter-push across the map because Dark right now is taking a massive economic lead. The only thing herO really has going for him is that his army is quite strong. He has those disruptors, the Immortals, the Colossi, the Archons in there. Big, juicy, powerful units. But he has no longevity behind this, and Dark knows it. Dark's going to counterattack again. He wants to keep herO down. And if he can whittle away at this army, herO's not going to be able to replace it as quickly as Dark can. Oh, but the Disruptor Novas come in. Get a few decent hits. Force those Roaches and Ravagers to split. Again, the 3rd base just getting ravaged here. The natural wall is getting busted by the Zerglings. Some drones are going down on Dark's side of the map, though. herO's economy is basically dead. But if he can push through this army, he might be able to win the game anyways. You don't need an economy if you have a big old army. The Bile's picking up a lot of units on the retreat. Dark forcing these units to follow him up to the top side. That means he can build an army and send it kind of into his natural. He's trying to just clear some of these units, pulling the drones, trying to pile down the prism. He doesn't get it, though, which means the Immortals can have 3 pickups here as long as herO is paying attention. herO's army is very split, though. That's super dangerous against some of these units, but I just don't think it's going to matter here. It feels like there is just going to be too much Protoss for Dark to handle. But herO, he's starting to lose his army. It's so disjointed. These robo units all on their own. I thought he was going to be able to push through, but no. He was too split. It did happen. Dark, he's going to take it. Oh my god. I can't believe he did it. Wow. What a game there. Dark doing all that economic damage, constantly keeping herO's economy down. All right, sorry, I made the wrong map. Should be ready to get into game number 2 here. What an excellent game 1. Players are ready. Let's start loading in. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it dead silent there for a second. All right. Should be good to go. Let us hop in to game number 2. Oh, dang it. All right. I messed something up real good here. I will have to fix it momentarily. All right. Let me introduce the players real quick, and then we will fix this issue. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Gressfon, we have Dragon Kites Gaming's herO. And his opponent in the lower right-hand corner, it is Dark. It's currently up 1-0 in this best of 5. Whew. You know, it's quite warm in here right now. I don't know if you guys knew that. I bet you probably didn't. I'm wearing a nice old jacket here. I'm feeling very spiffy. It is quite warm, though. Anyways, game 1. Pretty exciting game. herO going for a big ol' zealot attack. Sending lots of zeallies in there. Dark, though, constantly deflecting herO's pushes. The zealots, the archons, when they joined up, the robo units started coming out, and then Dark's constant backstabs, constant counterattacks. Really keeping the man down. And I wish I knew. Okay. Oh. All right. Man, I screwed up. I screwed something up here. This is totally my fault. And I have a way to fix it, but it's going to send us back a little bit. All right. We went back a few seconds, but now we're actually watching the correct stream here. This was my bad. Oh my God, look at that audio coming into play. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so what's going on in this game? So far, I mean, I'll be honest, it's the exact same opener. I think from herO, we probably won't see a big 8-gate zealot. I don't want to call it a zealot all-in. He was on 3 bases. He had quite a few workers. But I doubt we'll see that again. Man, I wish I had fully planned this whole casting with the clean feed observer thing out. I kind of botched it. I kind of botched it today, and I'm realizing now I could have done this better. It's okay. Maybe we'll have it figured out by the end of the stream here. I have thoughts on how to fix it. But yeah, herO, I'm sure he's got some other builds up his sleeves. I'm sure he will be doing some aggressive moves. I'd love to see Dark bust something aggressive. But honestly, on this map, usually we get much longer games on this map. And even between these two, I wouldn't be incredibly surprised to see some longer game action. Aha. I figured out something that's been confusing me and has no effect on the stream. I just figured it out. It's like a eureka moment. Okay. What do we got here? Where was I? I was talking about how Gressfon always gives us super long games. I kind of mentioned this yesterday. I feel like I mention it every time Gressfon comes into play. We get such good games on this map. I'm always so stoked when the players give us this map because I feel like this is the map of all the maps that I consistently see long, late game, split map scenarios pretty constantly, especially from Dark. Oracle's come in, get a few kills. herO's Oracle control is top-notch. Top-notch. It does make me miss Trap a bit, though. I was thinking about it. I've been thinking about it a bit recently, like how many good Protoss players we just don't have anymore. And it makes me so sad. And I think that's like a big part of why it feels like Protoss just doesn't win anything. I was like, man, imagine if that happened to Terran or Zerg. Like, imagine if the top Terrans just stopped playing. If Maru stopped playing, if Cure stopped playing, and Kumiho just, like, basically completely stopped playing. Went to their military service. Some of them might have come back, but they didn't really get back into form. And also, like, Clem just didn't go to live events. Yeah, you know, the Terran results wouldn't be quite as good either, I guess. It's too bad. But we have Blink this time out of herO, so he's playing a bit more of the standard these days. He got the Temple Archives coming up behind it as well, so it's not going to be a big all-in, at least not just yet. There are 5 gateways finishing though, so he could put some good Stalker pressure on with those finishing up. Dark, I think, recognizing there's nothing coming right now, going straight into the Infestation Pit in the Hydra Den. He loves to get into quick highs. He loves to get to that higher tech. The Adept sneaking in though. herO trying to stall out some of that economy of Dark. It's a really tough thing to do. Dark is very good at keeping his economy where he wants it to be. And there's also that danger, if you really hurt Dark's economy, sometimes he'll just make units instead of drones and come kill you. He's like, oh, you didn't want me to have any drones? That's cool, I guess I'll just go win the game. But 9 drones going down, that's some big damage here. herO getting an even worker count off the back of that, and that hive is on the way. The Lurker Den has started up. Dark is getting into the higher tech for sure. Yeah, I'd love to see Max Packs go to some live events for sure. Max Packs and herO are definitely the two top Protosses we have right now. Oh, that stasis trap. Almost catching a lot of Lings, but the Oracles will push these Lings away. herO going to secure that 4th base. But again, I don't think Dark really cares. Like, Dark's got a 5th base on the way. Actually, I think it's done. I wouldn't be surprised to see him just try to take his whole half of the map fairly soon. herO's been so passive for the time being. Yeah, I mean, his unit count is fairly low. Both players, really, keeping on a fairly low unit count. But Dark's starting to bust out some Hydras now. He's breaking down the rocks. His Hive is about to finish. If he does want to go for an attack soon, could be the time. I love that he's busting down the rocks on herO's side of the map. I think that's such a good call. I always love to see Zergs like thinking ahead and breaking down rocks early. He's just saying, hey, uh-oh. We're losing our feed here. I don't know how that's happening. It's okay. I have a solution. All right. Hey, look, the solution is working. That was a weird hiccup going on there. Except you guys can't hear this now, so this is not a very good solution, is it? Oh man, we're really struggling at the moment. All right, we're skipping ahead. Well, this is what happens, man. This is why I was worried earlier. Dark went for an attack. God, this sucks. This sucks so hard. I'm actually really annoyed. I'm really annoyed right now. We like missed the whole ass attack. Hey, it looks like Dark's about to win this game. herO has not much left. Dark is continuing to reinforce with Lings and Hydras. Ooh, that was almost a huge connection, but not quite. The Lurkers are dead. The Robos have been depowered. It really is just Lings and Hydras coming out of Dark right now, though. herO is going to hold on, but Dark's on 92 workers. What is happening? Oh, man. There's so much going on. Are there no sounds? Okay, we have sounds. We have sounds. Jeez. So sorry about the terrible production we've got today. I tried to do something fancy and I knew it wasn't going to work and it absolutely failed. 100% this has failed. I'm going to have to change my production up on the fly here, so apologize in advance. But that's okay. We'll make it happen. It looks like Dark's got more Lurkers coming in. He did take a step back, remade his army, but that's also given herO a chance to remake his army, and the army supplies are very similar. Ling's getting on top of some of these disruptors, though. Ooh, Nova gets a really nice connection there. Hydra's starting to chew through some of this, though, as the Lings and Banes dive forward. Not a lot of big, beefy units left. The Archon's starting to fall. And this time, Dark is up 90 supply. It looked like herO held the first push, but every sequential push after that, every subsequent push, seems to be going just worse and worse for our friend here, herO. And now he's down at 120 supply, and Dark is still maxed. At the end of the last fight, it was like a 30 supply difference, and herO is still doing okay. Dark on 92 drones, though, just going to keep that pressure on. Oh, my God. And you guys still can't hear this. Jesus, the production. Now you should be able to hear this game just in time for what feels like the very end of it. herO's got one thing going for him, and that's 5 Immortals. My friend, 5 Immortals does not beat 100 army supply of Zerg. And oh, my God, look at the run-bys. Oh, no, dude. The whole army's running by. Dark is just going to pull back and hold on with, like, the Lurker Hydra and the reinforcement. I don't think there's any way herO breaks up that ramp on the other side of the map, while the Lings are just going to ravage everything. GG. Dark goes up 2-0. Oh, my God. Can you hush up? All right, so I tried to be fancy with the production. It just did not work. Oh, what is happening? And Dark goes up 2-0 in the series. Now, game 3, we're going to be going to altitude. We're going to have some attitude on altitude. Yeah, you have sound now. I knew everything I needed to do. It's just really hard to do it on the fly. Okay. We're good for game number 3. Okay. Let's hop into game 3 here and hope things go a little bit better. We have spawning. Oh my God, my scores. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner is Dragon Kitesies herO. And of course, in the lower left, it's Dragon Kitesies Dark. One day I will figure out what I'm doing here. Today is sadly not that day. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Ah, this sucks. I wish I had just done normal things. Okay, you know what? We're going to call it here. I think we've done enough production. I'm happy with the production where it's at. And we're going to leave it. I'm following Mappu's camera. I messed it all up. I had a whole thing. You know, the best laid plans of mice and men. I don't know what the follow-up to that is, but I assume it's go horribly awry and don't work and nothing ever goes to plan is kind of the gist of it. All I know is I read that book in high school and I really liked it. I really liked the way John Steinbeck wrote. And I kind of wish I read more John Steinbeck. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should. Let's hope the production holds. It will. It will, because this is the largely foolproof production. It's just not as good as I wanted it to be, essentially. Or it's not as, I don't know. The thought wasn't working out. I actually can't do the production I wanted to do while also running a tournament. Otherwise, I would. It's too bad. It's too bad. But we'll figure it out. Fortunately, we still have a game. We're still in game 3. herO is down 0-2. And I would be more worried about this if herO hadn't reverse sweep Dark in a couple of those finals that he won. I actually think 2 of them, he got the full reverse sweep on Dark. And that's, I mean, it's a tough thing, man. Dark it does happen to him. And it can never feel good. But he is up 2-0 right now. All he has to do is win 1 of the next 3 games. And Dark will take it. My biggest concern is that I feel like Dark can sometimes have that spiraling effect. Where he'll be up 2-0 and then he'll lose a game. He'll be like, damn. And he'll start to get in his own head. And then that momentum swings and suddenly it's game 5. Some players also play better from behind. I don't know if herO's one of those. But sometimes you get down 0-2 and like that's when your best stuff comes out. I think Rainer said that, right? And like it is pretty true of Rainer. When I see Rainer go down a game, I'm like, oh, he's upset now. He's upset. He's coming back, don't you worry. Well, let's see what herO goes for in this game. Got the Twilight Council, got the Forge. I imagine it's going to be another Blink game, but I'm not too sure. The unfortunate thing is I was dealing with so many of the stupid production things last game. I didn't get to fully appreciate what happened in it to kind of turn it on its head. But I think really what it came down to is that herO just let Dark macro, and I don't think he can do that. I don't think you can just let Dark macro. They both went for their macro builds, their macro games, and Dark came out on top, and I think that is just what's going to happen when you do that. This, though, this is the kind of stuff herO needs to get done. The triple Oracle, he gets 13 kills. Oh my god, and this one Adept comes in and just gets 2 more. What a baller. What an absolute baller. He killed a couple of Queens as well, just hurting the creep spread, hurting the inject level of Dark. And actually, we see that creep spread. There's not a lot of creep tumors out there to spread forward. It's a bit painful for Dark. He doesn't often prioritize it super heavily, though. He's not like Solar. I expect to see a halfway point by about 7 minutes. But we do have Blink and +1 on the way for herO. I think he needs to do more to disrupt Dark. I like the idea from game 1 of going for the big push. I don't know that he necessarily needs to do that, but he's got to keep disrupting Dark. He can't just let Dark macro. Killing a lot of drones was good. We can see herO is still ahead, but he's got to keep that kind of pressure on. He has to force Dark into a place Dark doesn't want to be, and even then it can be really tough. Dark fights really well with kind of scrappy units and scrappy games where it's low economy, low tech. When is the final? Well, this is the semifinal, so it'll be after these matches. It'd be hard to have the finals without the semis. But we're heading there. After this, we have Maru versus Solar. And then the winner of their respective matches. And herO is doing kind of what I was saying, right? He's putting that pressure on. He has the Oracles here to stop the Lings from easily counteracting this. The Queens can come join up with this, but we have more and more Stalkers coming across. Oh, though. Oh, no. Oh, no, the Lings. I was going to say the Lings are counterattacking, but it didn't feel like it was going to do much. The Stalkers getting recalled, though. A few more getting warped in. The Oracles come home. And it doesn't look like a lot of drones are going to die, or probes, rather, are going to die. So herO gets that base kill, and he gets a lot of those Stalkers out of there. Army supply is pretty heavily in favor of herO. He just killed a 4th base, and he's taking his own. This is exactly what I was talking about last game. Dark, though, he's not just going for regular old macro this time. He's got that Spire on the way. He wants to try to get some mutas out and be really annoying on the other side of the map. Keep herO back. Of course, Blink Stalkers can be very strong against mutas, but mutas can force Blink Stalkers into kind of weird positions. Oh my god. There's too many oracles here. I think the queens are all about to die. That really, really sucks for Dark. This is feeling like herO is just going to be able to push through. 15 mutas are on the way right now. But can the Lings and mutas kill this army? Are there enough mutas to take down these stalkers? There are a lot of stalkers here. The Lings getting on top of them. The Zealots trying to buffer. The stalkers just trying to fight against the mutas. If they can keep the muta numbers low, then the stalker reinforcements will clean this up. But so far, Dark is winning this fight. And he is going to push herO back. herO did get another kill on another base. He's starting to build Phoenixes. He has a second Stargate on the way. He's recognized that Dark is going heavy on the mutas and keeping the muta count high. There's 13 of them out, continuing to produce. Dark can absolutely get those Lings in. He's going to go straight into this natural base. He's going to kill the Cyber Core, knowing that no Stalkers is very painful for herO. I don't think there is a Templar Archives right now, so no ability to make Archons. The Phoenix count is very low at 2. But as that Phoenix count builds, it's going to be harder and harder for the mutas to find purchase. And that's why we see Dark trying to jump on those Phoenixes right now. The Super Shield Battery is going to push this army away. Some Ligs did sneak into the main, though, and a few probes are starting to go down. This is what Dark needs. His economy has been terrible this whole game, but if he can keep herO's economy down, he can put himself in an okay spot. 17 probes have died. The muta's doing a fantastic job right now, picking apart these stalkers. The new Cyber Core is finished up. More stalkers are warping in. I'm going to blink forward, get some of those mutas. Muta count still looking pretty damn good, though. Phoenix is roaming around. Now there's double Stargate production. Oh, wait. Did one of the Stargates get canceled or killed? herO had another Stargate in production. Maybe it died. I did not see what happened to that Stargate. No, it didn't die. It must have just been canceled. herO maybe feeling like he needed the money for other things, or he didn't need that second Stargate. I kind of wish he had kept it. Dark starting up +1 flyer attacks now. And it feels like he's just going to keep on the mutas. He has 17 of them out in the skies. And he is trying to double expand. He's retaken the 4th. Now he's taking a 5th and a 6th base at the same time. Ooh, Stalker's going to blink under the mutas. The scary thing here for the Stalkers are very fat. So you can have a big ball of Stalkers, but they can't all necessarily shoot at the mutas if the mutas stay kind of a little bit away. Whereas the mutas can clump up and they can all shoot at one Stalker. And the game sometimes just straight up ends. So what happened there is that herO had too many Phoenixes and Dark just decided it was done. He wasn't going to be able to get on top of that Stalker army with the mutas. There were too many Phoenixes. Very anticlimactic ending, but herO does put a point on the board. Oh my god. So frustrating. I'm not a good tournament admin, guys. It's just not in my blood. I've run like a billion tournaments, but as far as actually being an admin goes, it's not good. The more games, the better. I agree. Yeah, I'm really happy herO took a win. I am worried though. Like I'm hoping that Dark doesn't start to get that tilty feeling that allows herO to kind of reverse sweep, because we've seen it happen time and time again. Let's hop in to our next game here. Still on match point is our Zerg player in the upper right, Dark. His opponent in the lower left is, of course, herO, putting that point on the board. I look away for 1 second to send a chat message, and all of a sudden I look back. Where is this hatchery? What is Dark doing? Dark, my buddy, my man. He's just got that hatch right outside hero's base. You know what? He does this fairly often, and it's funny. It's so funny to me that he pulls this out here, right? He's 2-1. All he needs to do is win a game, and he's like, I got it. This is like a free game. He's always got the next game to win, but he's going for it. Now, herO has not scouted it yet, but he has scouted the base. He sees that there's a hatch. There's no hatch, and there's a gas in a pool on the way. And I imagine herO's going to be seeing what's coming fairly soon. He sees this Overlord. He's got to know what Dark's doing, right? I'm surprised he didn't send the probe to poke out. I mean, he's just chilling right now. Spine crawlers are about to go down. What did herO think was happening here? Oh no. I don't know if herO recognized what was happening. I'm getting real concerned. A robo goes down up on the high ground. herO, I think he's in panic mode now. I thought for sure he was like, had kind of figured out what had happened. But no, he never scouted that hatch. And I think what happened was in the main base of Dark, herO blocked the natural hatchery and then went into the main, assuming that the third had gotten taken, but never got the confirmation on that. All right, Dark. I mean, the spine crawlers are done. herO's up in his natural. He's got to try to hold up in the main, rather. There's 3 spine crawlers outside the front of his base. There's nothing he can do against this. There's just no chance. The best bet is to try to pick off some lings, I guess. Looks like he's going to poke at the queen. Oh, the sentry, though. Yeah, that shield battery is about to finish up, but he's just going to cancel it. He's got to focus on the production that's on the high ground. I feel like at this point, maybe you just build a wall here. At least a partial wall. He puts down a gate. He's not going to be able to build a cyber core, though. That gateway is done, though. So this is another problem for him. He should have put a cyber core down first, and then a gateway before his gateway died. herO scrambling to get a defense going. His natural is dead. I think at this point, the best thing herO can hope for is that he can just kill enough stuff and maybe get some counter pressure going with like a Warp Prism and these 2 Immortals, and just try to pick off as many units of Dark as he can. Dark's going to go ahead and take a hatch. He's going to take his expansion. He knows he can kill this Nexus, and Dark does not want to overcommit to this pressure. He doesn't want to try to push up herO's ramp, because, I mean, it's just such a well-defended location right now for herO. He's got the shield batteries. He's got a force field from the sentry. It would be very painful for Dark to try to move up there. But Dark is just going to be as annoying with this as he possibly can. Even the queen is walking home. Oh my god. Dark wants to come back in. The creep spread encroaching on where this Nexus can go, encroaching on the wall. Even the larva being used down here at this hatchery. I love that Dark is not neglecting that larva. Looks like herO will finally be able to kill this hatch. See if the broodlings and the lings can get this around here. Oh, not really. Lings are staying back. Dark doesn't want to waste his only fighting units right now. And this is very smart play from Dark. Obviously, he did a lot of damage here. He's gotten some very good trades. Ooh, Lings want to go in. They want to be annoying. Again, though, Dark is afraid of losing his only attacking units. If he sends them in to try to kill some probes, if he loses all of these Lings, he's going to have to remake a bunch back at home when he wants to drone, and herO's going to have recourse for a counterattack. Unless they trade really damn well, but the shield battery's doing a great job. It looks like one sentry might go down, but the Nexus is going to stay up. This is kind of exactly what Dark didn't want to do. I would not hate to see herO push across the map now. The problem is he doesn't have Warp Gate. So he can't really push across the map, can he? Those Lings come in, they get a little bit of damage done. They don't really do too much though. The Nexus stays up, most of the units stay alive. In fact, I think all those sentries stayed alive, which is what really matters. But roaches are starting to come out now for Dark. They're not going to help too much against these Immortals. Immortals trying to pick off some queens. The Lings will come in though and force the Warp Prism to pick these bad boys up. Ravagers are definitely going to be the way to go here. The queens trying to work on that prism, keep the prism HP low. Dark just droning up though. He's just trying to get his economy going. He knows that herO's economy is still struggling a little bit, but herO's trying to take a third base behind this. He wants to get up into that good economy. He wants to try to, I don't know, play a little bit dangerously perhaps. He sees how many units Dark has, but herO's got some good units back at home too. He's got those disruptors coming out. It's been annoying with the Immortals, but he's got a lot of sentries, which even against the Ravagers, those force fields can be super powerful when you have such high damage units like the Immortals. By the time those Biles land, the units in front of them might be dead anyways. Oh my god. The Observer showing us all of these Overlords we have just scattered around. Dark has excellent vision of what's going on, and herO does not have a lot of things that shoot up. His army back at home is pretty paltry while these units are out on the map. Whoa, the double Disruptor Nova. Only gets one queen, honestly. Good split from Dark, but Dark kills his own queen. No! Why would you do such a thing? Oh, those queens, they were like, you're low health. You're not used to us. And I killed her. Dark drops the Spire, but he's going for a push as well. The Disruptor's going to land here and throw some Novas out. 12 probes. My god, that actually usually doesn't get that kind of damage done. But it does here. The Disruptor's getting recalled, but the Biles crushing those Immortals. And oh no, dude, there is not a lot here for herO to hold on. The shield battery gonna hold for a little while, but it finally falls to the Biles. Colossus pops out, but so many Lings show up. The Disruptors will have another shot available to kill a couple of these Ravagers. Dark is putting a lot into this, but herO's army supply is starting to fall pretty severely. The hot pickups, though, keeping a lot of these units alive. The Zealots doing a great job against the Lings. The Natural has been evacuated, so only 2 probes going down. Dark, he just spent a lot on this, and you know what? It looks like herO might be able to hold it off. The Colossus with the Prism. Ooh, the Disruptor Nova on the retreating units. Getting a handful of Lings and that Disruptor, or the Ravager, rather. Dark has to pull back. He spent a lot on that attack. It didn't get a lot of damage done, I'll be honest. It did kill a decent amount of probes. 14 probes died this game, but I think it was only a couple that died in that attack. The force field here is so strong. But I think that Prism ran away. He's trying to get some drone damage on the other side of the map. He does get 4. That's more like what I usually see this do. However, the Mutas are on the way here. Ling's getting in to the natural, into the main, into the third. herO really struggling. The Mutas are out there chasing that War Prism and has to get home. But what is it getting home to? There's like 4 Stalkers. Plus 1 is on the way. Dark is just making non-stop Mutas. He has 9 out and 7 more on the way. Oh, I think this is going to be it. I think Dark is about to win this series here. I don't know how herO holds on to this without Blink, without that many Stalkers. There's half as many Stalkers as there are Mutas. 8 probes already going down. herO's at 24 workers. Guys, it's looking like a Dark Grand Finals appearance here in the KSL Summer Slam. The Prism getting low, and the moment that these units start dying, the Stalker count's just not going to be enough. Oh my god, the next set of Mutas comes in. The Colossus under assault, the Disruptors, the Prism. It's all going down. And Dark, there's no reverse sweep today. That is a victory in the semifinals. Dark will be heading to that grand finals to await either Maru or Solar.